Humdinger. Humdinger. Leanna Kramer, are you still here? I'm so sorry that you're very last, but you weren't on any of the panels somehow.
That's all right. I came here by myself today.
Well, I appreciate you sticking around to the end.
Thank you.
And if you really want to have a fun day, stick around till we're done.
I know personally how fun these long days can be. Madam Chair, members of the committee, my name is Leanna Kramer. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to discuss an issue that hits so close to home for me. I say that because while I was raised in Montgomery County, Maryland, for the past 4.5 years I have been living in Israel. Much of that time has been spent in the West Bank with both Israelis and Palestinians. I never cease to be amazed by the tactics of the anti-Semitic BDS movement. And let me clarify that that is exactly what the BDS movement is, anti-Semitic. Any BDS supporter here today who claims that they are not an anti-Semite must simply be ignorant. And quite frankly, after listening to the testimony, I'm not sure which is worse. For the BDS movement is not actually in defense of the Palestinians at all, but seeks simply to destroy the only Jewish homeland as well as the only democracy in the Middle East. Their overwhelming ignorance would be comical, actually, if it weren't hurting so many of the Palestinians that they claim so strongly to care about. The movement destroys opportunities not only for peace, but also our Palestinian neighbors themselves. The BDS movement calls for the boycott of any cooperation between Palestinians and Israelis, of which there is so much on a daily basis. The director of American Studies at the Al-Quds University in the West Bank, Mohammed Dahani, said, quote, "I am against the boycott in general. We need more dialogue with one another. That's why I believe you should not have a general boycott against Israel or a boycott against Israeli universities. It is so important to overcome these challenges and build trust between two people. How can we build trust with boycotts?" End quote. In 2015, 14.4% of students in Israeli universities were Arabs, with nearly 62% of those students being women. In no other country in the Middle East are these opportunities allowed to women. Why on earth would we deliberately take it away from them? Today, 92,000 Palestinians work in Israel. That is more than double the number it was 5 years ago. In the West Bank, you can expect to make an average of 87 shekels, the Israeli currency, per day of work. In Israel, that number is more than doubled at 186 shekels per day average that can be made by Palestinian workers. If we boycott Israeli companies, not only do we cut the salaries of those Palestinians by more than half, but we take away all of the positive relationships that come out of Israelis and Palestinians working side by side, of which there are so many that I see every day. Over 180,000 Palestinians were treated in Israeli hospitals last year. That means that when a hospital in the West Bank was unable or unequipped to treat a Palestinian patient, they were transferred to an Israeli hospital with overwhelmingly some of the best medical technology, procedures, and doctors in the world. I would like to add that while many people say that they have been to Israel today, that they are able to go to the Western Wall, visit, pray, no matter what religion they are, they will not be questioned. However, only Arabs are able to go to the Palestinian-ruled Al-Aqsa Mosque. I am not allowed there, and I will be met with violence if I try to go there simply because I am a Jew. I spend a lot of time in the West Bank, and I have seen terrible things happen there as many have stated here. However, let me clarify that that is not because of Israeli rule. The Palestinian government is anti-LGBTQ and women. They allow honor killings of women who have been raped. These horrors are not because of Israeli rule. They are because of Palestinian rule. That is the human rights that people should be talking about. That is the First Amendment right that people should be talking about. This does not get to mainstream society because there is no freedom of the press in the Palestinian-ruled West Bank. There are many areas of the West Bank that I, as a Jew, am not allowed into. It comes on both sides. I cannot imagine an organization more counterproductive to peace than one that intends to damage the nation that allows the most freedoms and opportunities to Palestinians of any country in the Middle East. If BDS destroys Israel, as is its ultimate goal, it too will destroy our Palestinian neighbors for whom we do care very strongly. Thank you.
Questions? Thank you very much for your testimony. We appreciate it.